If you've been involved in the MMA community at all recently, you might have seen this clip from the Jaxxon Podcast with Luke Rockhold going around because he believes that Sean Strickland is actually the toughest matchup for Khamzat Chimaev. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be reacting to the clip. I'm going to give my thoughts. And of course, I wanted to take a look at what the internet had to say about this as well. We're going to be talking about all of it today. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. So here is the clip. Let's play it for you before we get into anything over here. I'll pause throughout, give my commentary throughout.
Strickland should win a fight, but he's probably the toughest test for him.
Wow. And I don't think you're the biggest fan of Strickland.
I'm not a fan, but he's annoyingly hard to hold down.
Okay, stop it right there. I have not personally seen anything about this, but a common consensus among a lot of people talking about this video is that Sean Strickland really must have put a beating on them when these two sparred. I don't know anything about that. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find any footage of them fighting each other. I don't know if that's something that fighters have spoke about. It would make sense because obviously if you end up getting worked by somebody, if you end up losing to somebody, then you would want to talk highly about that person because it reflects a little bit better on your own skill set too.
Sean Strickland?
Yeah.
When did you roll with him?
A couple times.
How good is he on the ground?
He's not that good on the ground, but he can get up. He just, and that's the biggest thing with Khamzat. You cannot stay.
But think about that fight, though. Think about that fight, though. If it's going to be Sean Strickland getting up over and over again, because he's not going to get tired.
Yeah.
And
Khamzat Chimaev showed that because prior to Khamzat Chimaev's last fight, depending on when you're watching this video, you're probably watching it before Khamzat Chimaev's next fight. But his most previous fight at the time of recording this video was Dricus du Plessis. We all knew that Khamzat Chimaev, or we all assumed that Khamzat Chimaev wouldn't be able to go 5 rounds because he ended up gassing out really, really bad the first time that he even just didn't dominate his opponent right away. He fixed that. Don't know if it was just him improving his cardio. I don't know if it was just him having a bad night, not expecting, putting too much output at the front of the fight with Kamaru Usman. It doesn't matter. We all know now, like Rampage said, the fight would probably go just takedown, 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 takedown. And that's even if Sean Strickland is able to get up.
not going to get tired.
Khamzat's invincible.
Khamzat, it's like he's got to get comfortable on the feet. If he can't keep a guy down, it could be tough.
What about the fact that Khamzat and Sean Strickland have trained before at Extreme Couture, Nick Sick and everything? You think that makes it worse?
That plays a role in both their heads.
Because I see Sean Strickland talking very loud.
He's talking.
Yeah, and it seems like from those conversations, it seems like that Khamzat Chimaev has consistently worked Sean Strickland a bunch of times.
Like he knows he can do something. So we'll see.
Who's Sean Strickland?
Yeah. Do you think that's confidence? Is that to sell the fight? Sean Strickland doesn't seem scared of anybody.
No, I don't think he is. I just think that's his personality.
Yeah, something that we definitely know about Sean Strickland is he does a lot of talk, and that's not to say he doesn't back any of it up because he is an excellent fighter himself. I struggle to imagine that fight going any other way than Sean Strickland having that awkward stance, and the stance that Sean has, it's pretty set up for takedowns. I'm surprised that Sean doesn't get taken down more than he actually does, but then again, you sit down and you think about his opponents. He fights a lot of guys who would rather, remain on the feet. It's just, I imagine that fight being a lot easier for Khamzat Chimaev compared to a lot of other guys in the division where he can just walk forward, take Sean Strickland down, and just work him. So what if he can get up? I actually don't think that he would be able to get up. I think that if he can hold Dricus du Plessis down the way that he did, he can absolutely hold Sean Strickland down the way that he did. And I understand that MMA math doesn't always work, but it's a little bit of a special case. It goes to show his strength and his control level because Dricus du Plessis, how many people are able to get any sort of, relatively comfortable position against Dricus du Plessis, let alone holding him down with the way that Khamzat Chimaev was able to. I would definitely pick Khamzat Chimaev. If I had to think about the entire division and who has the best chance, my gut goes to Anthony Hernandez because I would imagine that he would be able to work. Would he gas Chimaev out? I don't know. Khamzat is shown to have quite the gas tank in his last fight, and I don't see any reason as to why that he wouldn't carry that through his next fights, but Anthony Hernandez does bring a different level of strength. Nasruddin Imavov is a possibility, but I still do think that he would end up getting held down. I think as of right now, you really only have I was just thinking Randy DeRitter is a good grappler. Could you imagine if Brendan Allen's the guy? I think that'd be so funny. But Brendan Allen is a very, very, very underrated grappler. But Brendan Allen would gas pretty quick, to be honest with you. Anthony Hernandez is really the only guy right now. I can't really see anybody else within the top 10, top 15 even having a chance. But I do think that Anthony Hernandez also does have a very good chance. But of course, it's not just about what I wanted to think with the situation. I wanted to get the opinion of the internet as well, guys. I ended up posting this over on X. Going to make a video on this. If you have any thoughts, drop them below and I will include some replies. Thank you for your time. Guys, we do not have a big MMA base over on X yet. If you guys want to join the conversation, I would love to hear your thoughts and not just my own in these videos. Follow me on X. I post things like this when I'm getting ready to make videos. Linktree at the top of the description or the direct link to X in the description down below, or you can just search up at Clen YouTube. I'm very happy to have you guys here, by the way. I'd love to hear from you in these videos. I want to make community-based videos. So what we typically do with these videos is we mix in the replies from my own post on the Explore page and throughout the replies of the actual clip that's been being shared around. This is something that ended up hitting the Explore page. Like and subscribe if you guys are enjoying the video so far. Let's hear what some people had to say about this. Rampage. Khamzat's not going to get tired. Oh, how the narrative has changed from just one fight ago. Okay, here's the thing, though. Yes, the narrative typically changes pretty quick when it comes to MMA fans, but that's a narrative that needed to change. Khamzat Chimaev showed that he can't go past a round's worth of cardio. He then changed the narrative by showing that he has 5-round, very, very strong, very good cardio. Don't know what he changed, but we have to change it now. What are we going to say? Are we just going to keep saying that Khamzat Chimaev is going to gas out? That we can't do that because he changed the narrative. Pretty sure Luke is actively plotting Sean's demise. Yeah, if he doesn't like him, he would probably... Imagine he's that petty. He's taken pleasure in just the idea of Khamzat Chimaev just like dunking Sean Strickland. Someone, Justin Gaethje over here said, literally everybody, including Khamzat himself, agrees Strickland is his toughest test at 185. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what? Let me bring up the rankings real quick. So I have the rankings for you over here. We have Dricus du Plessis, we have Nasruddin Imavov, Sean Strickland, Anthony Hernandez is by far the toughest test. By far. I don't think it's Sean. With the way that he stands, if someone with the gameplay of Khamzat Chimaev wants to take him down, I think he will take him down. Brendan Allen, if Brendan Allen ended up having 5-round cardio, which I understand that his cardio is improving, but he's gassed too many times in fights and difficult paces. Plus, the fight IQ might be a little bit of an issue. Brendan Allen could be an issue. Adesanya, absolutely not. Kyle Barajo's an interesting one. I don't know. Maybe he'll have a chance, but I still would pick Khamzat Chimaev. DeRitter, no. Robert Whittaker, no. Michael Venom Page, no. Jared Cannonier, no. Roman Dolidze, no. Paulo Costa, no. Probably not. You know, if he comes in with that game plan to really, tough things out, Costa, a prime Costa would have been interesting to see. Marvin Vettori, absolutely not. Joe Pyfer. I think that Joe Pyfer is going to be a future champion one day. Ooh, that's interesting. You know, guys, call me crazy. Call me crazy. I think the best chances to beat Khamzat Chimaev are either Anthony Hernandez or Joe Pyfer, where there's a world where I see a competitive fight with either Brendan Allen or Kyle Barajo. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Anthony Hernandez, then Joe Pyfer. But obviously, Joe Pyfer's not going to get a title fight anytime soon. Let's continue on with the replies over here. Sorry, I just had the same one up here. Khamzat's hardest fight at 185 is obviously fluffy, and anyone who says anything different is just trying to sound hardcore and be a contrarian. Imavov and Allen are harder fights, and Strickland Khamzat would make all Strickland's bad memories come back. Yeah, but here's the thing. I understand it's still Usman at 185 was his hardest matchup, but that Khamzat Chimaev has leveled up since then. He fixed the cardio issue. I completely agree that Fluffy is the toughest test. He has the grappling, he has the pace, I don't imagine he will be fearful of anything that Khamzat Chimaev ends up bringing to the game. Plus, the guy is one of those guys that legitimately loves fight weekend fighting, and that's a mindset that you have to get right. That's difficult to prepare for, man. I know, by the way, Luke is talking, Sean put nasty work on this guy. Yeah, you know what, I could see it, man, especially if you don't like the guy. Got taken down multiple times by Dricus. Not happening. Someone else replied to that and saying, not saying Strickland beats Chimaev, but he said Strickland is hard to keep down, which is very true. He never accepts bottom position. You can take him down, but it is difficult to keep him there for periods of time. DDP couldn't keep him down for more than 1/7 of the fight. But Dricus du Plessis isn't Khamzat Chimaev with the grappling. Khamzat has that smothering control. Khamzat has that excellent time. Dricus du Plessis kind of just, he crashes in and takes you down. You know? It's a very, very odd style where I don't see him getting up from Khamzat Chimaev. Someone else said Chimaev just ragdolled Chimaev for 5 rounds. You mean Dricus du Plessis probably? If you believe he wouldn't be able to hold down and submit Mr. Jab Teep, you have CTE. I guess it didn't really look that good if you're saying Chimaev just ragdolled Chimaev, but I did understand the point. Strickland would get SA for the second time in his life. Woo. Probably 8th or 9th considering how much of a marauder Strickland's dad was. Oh boy, we're not going to be talking about that over there. Someone else said, I think Sean would fuck Luke up. I think a prime Luke Rockhold would have his way with Sean Strickland because His only issue was Luke could end up getting chinned. Other than that, Luke was a very, very, very well-rounded fighter and very technically sound. If it's like Luke Rockhold now, obviously Sean Strickland would mess him up. But I would pick Luke Rockhold back in the day, 100%. He was a fighter that is very underrated. Look what Usman did to Strickland, buddy. Strickland ain't beating Chimaev. The best matchup would be Fluffy, and that's it. He probably won't even win. He's just the only guy in the division who could realistically put up the best fight. I actually think Piper has a shot too. I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I don't know if anybody's gonna start calling me an idiot down below, but I'm very interested in what you guys think about that. But I don't want to really compare Chimaev's performance against Usman because I don't believe that he's that same fighter anymore. Everyone's just using MMA math, even though it's been proven countless times it doesn't work. Strickland is definitely one with the best chance of beating Khamzat, however slim it may be. That's crazy. Not even close in my opinion, but of course I would love to know what you guys think about this down below. Thank you very much for watching. Speaking of the Jaxxon Podcast, why don't you check out this video that we made where we ranked every single MMA content creator in 2025. I would love to have you guys over there. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys.